The last podcast of the week. But it's not Friday.
Tomorrow, Obi's on his way to New York City.
Yep.
So no podcast on Friday and no podcast on Monday.
Mm-hmm. So things that you can hear today, there's a lot of talk about, chicken. And then there's a lot of talk about hot dogs. But the weird thing is, it is only kind of about eating. You'll find out what we're talking about. Oh, we also talk about chicken and turtles.
We do.
Mm-hmm. My destructive sleep cycle. Hot dog cannons, Steam sales. AMC has got a MoviePass competitor. We also talk about noodles. But, again, it's not about eating.
Well, noodling.
Yeah, same thing, right?
Well, in case, I don't know. Like, if you have too many noodles, is it noodle-eye or it's like you don't know which version it is. Noodle-ay.
Noodle-ay.
But no, noodling.
Okay. Well, anything else you want to get out there, Nikki, you need to say today?
Have a great time in New York.
Yeah.
Bring us back lots of stories.
You know what? I hope I don't.
Well, no, like good stories.
I hope that I go and it's like, you know what? I had such a good, non-eventful time that all I can tell you is that I'm relaxed, refreshed, and what a nice trip I had.
Okay, so I'm not going to use the word stories anymore, but just, tell us all the fun things you did.
Okay, all right.
That'll be fun.
I like that.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear about it.
All right, well, you guys have a great Thursday or whatever day you choose to listen.
And since we won't talk then, have a great rest of the week and early Monday.
We'll see you.
Oh.
We'll see you on Tuesday.
Bye.
Hang on. He's fine. It's the riot.
Baby's crying. Nails on a chalkboard. Your girlfriend saying, "We need to talk." The worst of the riot. Yep, it really is that bad. On RadioU.
I think that I may have made a huge mistake. It seems like maybe I should have just gone to West Virginia and stopped. Because I don't know if you saw, Nikki, that it is now noodling season.
Noodling? Mm-hmm. So wait, is noodling the fishing thing that you're not supposed to do?
Hand fishing.
So we had a couple of bands in the past from the Virginia area.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you stick your hand in like a hole in the water and you grab a big fish. So you put your hand in its mouth and you kind of pull it out.
So June 15th through August 31st is officially noodling
season. Open season for it?
Well, it's interesting, though. Like, noodling is not
legal.
Well, it is.
In some areas, I thought, at certain times.
In some areas, it probably isn't. But in West Virginia, it is legal. However, it has some very strict guidelines on it. Because a lot of times what people will do is it's only permitted between sunrise and sunset. So it has to be daytime. Because what ends up happening, and I don't completely understand it, but it has something to do with the way the fish reacts in the dark. And so you can grab a fish out of, like, let's say it's hiding in a natural alcove underwater. You can grab it. But a lot of people for noodling, I guess they have these boxes that they'll try to get the fish to swim into. And then in the dark, they're able to grab the fish. And that's illegal. Also, there are some real strict, like, hey, it can only be this long. And you can only catch 4 fish per day via noodling. And Nikki, just to be clear, that counts to your overall fishing limit for the day.
These are rules I've never heard of. Mm-hmm. Never knew.
Also, you can't do spear fishing and noodling. Like, you have
at the same time?
That's right.
So you can't. Well, yeah, okay. This is a list.
Hey, if you're a fisher person,
you might know then.
There's a lot of things that you got to know about. You got to make sure you get it right. And here's the other thing. You're like, noodling? I just want a real noodle. Well, it's also frog gigging season.
Frog gigging season?
Mm-hmm.
And what is that?
That's where you go down and, like, you stick the frogs with the sticks.
With the sticks? You spear a frog?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Never heard of that.
Apparently, them frog legs, like down in West Virginia, then
chicken. It's like chicken.
It's so good. You get a barbecue frog leg. It's like a barbecue chicken wing, but better.
So basically, the frogs are on the ground, and what is it called? You just take a stick and stick them?
Yeah. Frog gigging.
Frog gigging.
Yep.
Okay, so we got a busy season of stuff.
Right in the heart of Virginia. And now for that, that ends July 31st.
You know what I'd love to internship for like a moment, for a day? Whatever is the guy who's over all these... is it sport fishing?
Like the game warden of the state of West Virginia?
Yeah, just to be like, well, it's noodling day, and he's got to do this for the noodlers, and he's got to do this for the giggers, and he knows all of this stuff.
It's different there, Nikki.
It is.
It's different.
It is.
So, again, if I wanted to get a snapshot of a different piece of culture, Maybe New York City really wasn't where I should go.
You're going to the wrong place.
Maybe I should go to West Virginia. And, I mean, I don't need, like, do you have to change your currency when you drive in, or is that still part of...
Well, you can trade, apparently, for frogs. You can do that.
Might be a thing. Adrian...
I'd be like, I got to get my PDF out on my rules.
Hang on just a minute.
Let me check and see if I can do this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, put him back.
The Riot with Obadiah.
Them honey buns and Cheetos done caught up with me.
The Riot with Nikki.
Yeah, she's a liar, because I don't know her. So whatever she says is a lie, so...
The Riot, RadioU.
Hey, MoviePass. Still a fan. Still paying my $10 a month.
Feel like, though, currently just don't have a lot of free time, though you might come into some soon.
I have weirdly had my free time, like, truncated.
Taken?
I just haven't been able to do it. And so I do think that next week, though I saw The Incredibles 2 this week.
That was on MoviePass?
No, I didn't use my MoviePass.
Okay.
I had to do the $5 thing, and I had to do the reserve seating, so...
That's fine. You at least...
I almost used my MoviePass just to use it. Like, here, I just
you
bought
were
a
there.
ticket. I'm not even going. Just give me some money on
Well,
that.
they're going to wonder if something's wrong.
I know. But I think next week, I feel like I'm going to get fired back up next week. MoviePass was getting all that bad press, and now they're getting no press. It's just quiet. But whoa. Things are about to heat back up.
What are they doing?
AMC, the movie theater chain that I believe is in every state. I really think they are, though there may be a couple states they're not, but they're a nationwide theater chain. They have unveiled Stubbs A-List.
So is that their version?
AMC Stubbs is their reward program. The AMC Stubbs A-List is their version of MoviePass. But instead of $10 a month, it's $20.
And what do you get?
You get 3 movies a week, but no more than that. But here's what they've got. It's 3 movies a week. You can see whatever movies you want. So if you want to go see Avengers 3 times,
you can
knock
do that,
yourself out.
Which on MoviePass, they've limited to where you can see the movie the one time.
The other thing that they've got going for them is that you can see any kind of movie, and you can buy tickets weeks in advance. So with MoviePass, you have to check in on their app. You have 30 minutes to buy the ticket, and you can only buy the ticket the same day that you're going to see the movie. Now with AMC, you'll be able to do advance pass reservations.
Which we normally prefer anyways.
It really is nice, and it's any screen. So whether you're going to the IMAX, the Dolby, whatever, like they're all going to be eligible for this. It's actually not a bad deal. It's one of those things like if it had hit before MoviePass, it would seem like an unbelievable deal because you'd be getting 12 movies a month for $20 and all that stuff.
The other one over there, that's a Cinemark, isn't it?
The one we always go to is a Marcus.
We go to Marcus.
There's a Marcus. There's also a Cinemark.
The Cinemark that I went to,
they have the worst program ever.
Theirs is like, was it $10 or $10 a month, and you get one. Was it one movie?
You get like one movie a week, maybe?
I don't even think it was that.
Maybe it's not that.
It's really bad. And if you're looking at it, you're like, oh, no thanks. Like, I couldn't possibly go to the movies that much. It's too generous. Yeah, it's very, very not in your favor. But this one actually seems pretty good. 3 movies a week is... I mean, if they're going to start not doing the MoviePass way, this is not bad.
My thing with MoviePass is that there for a couple of months, I was managing to get in 1 movie a week. That was like my goal. Like, can I hit the movies once a week? And it's sad that I'm now falling short of that. But, that was my thing. Like, once a week, I want to try to get to the movies. So 3 times a week to me, like, this feels generous, but it's twice as much.
It is $20.
Yeah, but then again, the other side of it is the fact that you can reserve your tickets in advance and you could go to the IMAX. I actually think it still looks like a pretty good deal. For me, though,
we
AMC,
never go to AMC.
It's not convenient.
We never go.
That is not a convenient thing for me. But if there was one that was a little closer, maybe kind of on my way somewhere, I might be a little more willing to do it. But it's not, so I'm out.
My favorite part of the worst of the riot, when they shut up and the music starts. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
Nikki, those evil geniuses at KFC are at it again.
Dude, I can't handle one of these. There's 2 news things that they've been talking about. One of them I will have to try.
You know what? I'll start with what they're calling, well, the people at Food Beast are lightly referring to as Summer of the Pickle, because they were pointing out that Sonic has their pickle juice slushy, and now KFC is bringing Pickle Fried Chicken.
So they have Nashville Hot, Georgia Gold, Smoky Mountain. Those are like flavors for the KFC stuff. So this is a pickled flavor that goes on it.
So it will be, sandwich or whatever, but it's a vinegary pickle sauce laced with notes of dill, buttermilk, onion, garlic, white pepper, and black pepper.
I love fried pickles. So I feel like fried pickles with like chicken stuff. I like that stuff.
Everything about this is wrong for me.
I know you don't like it.
Everything about it is wrong for me.
You hate onion stuff, but I will try this.
So they say that it's going to be a completely limited run. Now, Nashville Hot, Georgia Gold, and Smoky Mountain, those are kind of staples now. But this will be a limited run. They say that restaurants will receive whatever their allotment is, and they will start selling June 25th. But it is a nationwide promotion. So, I mean, you might want to call ahead. That phone call is going to go really well, by the way.
They phrased it a little weird because, whenever you want something and you call, they don't know anything about what you're talking about, and they think you're stupid. But basically, the restaurant will get the ingredients starting June 25th, and then it's available. They believe it should run about 2 weeks, a couple of weeks, before the ingredients go away. Like, if they run out, then that's it.
That's it. They're not getting any more. Unless, of course, it goes super well. But they didn't say
pickles.
that. Oh, that is just repulsive.
Well, maybe you like the other one.
Maybe. And apparently, if you're going to be in North Carolina, they are at some locations now testing chicken and waffles.
In Charlotte and Asheville, North Carolina, you can have KFC chicken and waffles.
All right, sure. That will last through July 29th. In Charlotte and Asheville. So if you are in that area listening online, you know what? You should give them a try and let us know how it goes.
Take a picture, send it to us.
I'm not particularly a chicken and waffles guy. It's not that I dislike it. For example, a chicken McGriddle over at McDonald's, delicious. Come on.
I'm actually just more like, hey, how's the waffle going to be? Because the chicken, I mean, it's KFC chicken.
You know what you're in for.
I know what I'm getting, but the waffle I'm curious about. How well can they do that?
I don't know. You know those have got to be basically Eggos, right? They're not making real waffles in
No,
the
it's
back.
a Belgian waffle. It is that style.
Right, but
and an Eggo is not.
What I mean by that, Nikki, is that it's frozen. Those are going in a toaster. There is not some guy in the back that is making you a fresh mixed waffle.
He's not pouring the batter into the waffle maker?
It wouldn't be that hard, but I also just can't imagine that happening.
White Castle, I don't know what they do, but their waffle sandwich stuff, those waffles taste fresh.
I don't know how they do anything at White Castle. All I know is that their breakfast is probably the best out there right now.
We don't like the hamburger stuff because that's a love or hate thing.
Hate 'em.
That's all the way to the right side, but somehow their breakfast waffle sandwiches are all the way on the side that we like.
Unreal. So good. So good.
So KFC has a couple of things this summer.
So fried pickle chicken everywhere, which they can keep.
Starting June 25th.
They call it Pickle Fried Chicken. And then they've got chicken and waffles in a couple of cities there in North Carolina. So at the end of the day, I'm ready for some more Nashville. No, the Georgia
Nashville
Gold.
Hot, Georgia Gold.
That's so good.
Sure, the Riot could start eating healthy, or they could continue living happy, enjoyable lives. The Riot on RadioU.
Nikki began sharing with me off air the transactional nature of her relationship with Eric.
With movies.
And I have to ask about it. So you watched
I watched Doctor Strange the other night.
Benedict Cabbage Patch.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
In Doctor Strange.
Poor guy. He has a name it is confusing.
So how was it?
I actually really liked Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
And Rachel McAdams?
She was fine, yeah. It was good.
Great. She's great, Nikki.
She was great.
She's great.
Yes.
It was a good
movie.
In that movie.
It was interesting.
Okay. Well, Doctor Strange. And now, off air, at first, I just want you to know, too, that when you said to me, like, the other day I watched Doctor Strange with Eric, and I was like, oh, do you mean you guys were watching Doctor Who? I just assumed that you were getting it wrong because you're like, Dr. something, I don't know.
No, I was watching Doctor Strange, and I had to laugh because he scrubbed through the end, and he's like, here, watch the, all the Marvel movies. I have to wait until the end.
Tag, yeah.
And I didn't know it was the funny part that I liked from Thor from that one. I was like, wait, you already had seen that? When Thor came out, we saw the movies. I thought it was great. I just had never seen Doctor Strange yet.
Yeah,
not Doctor Strange. Yeah, Doctor Strange.
You got it, Doctor Strange. See, that's why.
Now you made me worry about it.
No, you did great. You did great. But you have now said that because you watched that with him, even though you enjoyed it and it was great. Now you feel like Eric owes you something.
Well, now it's my choice. For the next one.
Yeah.
He also tried to, when it was like 10 o'clock at night, and he tried to go ahead and start the very first episode of Sherlock.
Okay.
I was like, what are you doing?
Benedict Cabbage Patch.
We can't just start that now.
Have you never watched that?
I've never watched Sherlock.
Oh,
I've never watched it.
Oh my gosh!
What's wrong?
You are in for such a treat.
I didn't say I'm watching it. I haven't started it. I'm not starting it yet.
Oh, Nikki, you are going to... It's so good. It is so good. It is like they're all 90 minutes, and it's like getting a new movie with each one, and they are great.
And how many episodes is
There's
it?
a ton of them. It's so good.
You shouldn't tell me that. I just want a couple. I don't want to feel
Cabbage Patch and the guy from The Hobbit. That guy.
Martin.
And from Black Panther. It's the same guy.
Martin Freeman.
Yeah, seriously. So good. So good.
It's really...
I'm telling you.
I know it is. I'm sure it is.
I genuinely think with your flair for English stuff and blah, 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 I think you're in. I think you're really going to like it.
Well, I might start that.
You should.
Okay.
You should. But back to Eric owes you now.
Then he'll owe me even more because that's a lot.
Why does that have to be his
pick?
Why can't it be something that you both like?
I'm seeing Jurassic World tomorrow.
Even. You're making your husband take you to see your movie Boyfriend? I don't think so. I don't think so.
That's a dinosaur movie.
At the very least.
That's not. I'm being nice and seeing that with him.
That is at the very least a tie. That is at most a tie. That is more your movie than his movie.
Not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
No, we're just supporting.
What, does Eric have a Bryce Dallas Howard poster in his office at home?
I don't have a Chris Pratt poster, but
in your heart you do.
A wonderful man.
In your heart.
He's just wonderful.
After the MTV Movie Awards.
I know. I'm like, how can this guy get any better?
He's gone from movie boyfriend to movie husband. I mean, it's just like it's getting ridiculous.
He seems perfect.
In every way.
In every way.
In every way.
But yeah, that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
Honestly, everything that you've mentioned, I still feel like that is not enough to equal what you think he should watch.
Well, I just meant, if we're going to start a show or something.
Right.
Then
what do you want to start?
Well, there was a Netflix Anne of Green Gables show that came out last year, and I actually really liked it. And season 2's coming.
Yeah.
So
there's not enough
it sound nice?
Boy shows that you could possibly watch with him that would equal what he would have to go through to watch Anne of Green Gables season. No.
All right. Well,
I was
hoping.
You. Especially making him take you to see Chris Pratt. Unbelievable.
No, we are seeing the dinosaurs together.
Insufferable.
That's not at all. It was his pick.
I'm sure it was. I
like movies and TV.
With Chris Pratt in them.
No one said that. That wasn't me. That was you.
Really?
You
That's
like Chris
weird.
Pratt too?
I heard. I'm pretty sure that was you.
The worst of the riot has no expiration date. It's born spoiled. It's the riot on RadioU.
All right, Nikki, bring it. Let's get the second round. I want to feel some passion this morning. I want you to show your intensity. Thank you. Okay.
Is that enough? Wait. What? Yeah.
No, it was there.
It's there. It's faint.
Yeah, it's fine. All right. Well, hey, we're the Riot, and we like to have fun.
That just showed it right there.
Like, that's what we do in the mornings. We have the good times, right? Yeah, high fives.
Yeah.
Oh, high-fiving all the angels.
That's how we high-five.
So exciting. Hey, Nikki didn't want to talk about turtles. You know what we never talked about?
What?
Nigerian chickens.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that instead.
We got, all of a sudden, we start talking about Chris Pratt, and the next thing you know, it's 45 minutes later, and we still haven't talked about the chickens.
We didn't just talk about Chris Pratt. There was a lot of other stuff around there.
Mostly Chris Pratt.
We had a question of the morning.
That was about Chris Pratt.
We did.
Just to be clear.
So is this a scam, a chicken scam, or what?
Yeah, it's a chicken millionaire.
Is he a prince?
A prince chicken millionaire in Nigeria. No, you guys know that, of course, the World Cup is going on right now. Of course you don't know that. You're Americans. All right, I'm telling you. World Cup is going on right now, and that's where all the nations get together and play soccer, but the United States wasn't good enough to be in it this time.
So therefore, we've written it off.
That's why you're hearing not so much about it. But in the middle of this, it's happening in Russia, and
I think it's the game on Saturday that people are asking about.
Nigerian fans have come to the World Cup, and apparently Nigerian soccer culture is that you go and you root for your team with one of your lucky items. And in a lot of cases, you bring your lucky chicken.
You bring an actual chicken. He's alive.
A live chicken.
And they color him
green.
The color for
Nigeria.
Them.
So they've got these green Nigerian chickens.
And you have to look, too. They kind of lift the chicken up during the cheering times.
Yes.
So, like, if your team has a cheer or an official sort of song, they use the chickens during the cheering. And they're not allowing that in the Russian stadiums.
They're not.
For the game on Saturday. But they said if you are, if you're Nigerian or if you're a fan and you have a live chicken, you can't bring them in the stadium, but you can find local places around the stadium and then have your chicken there. If you want to.
If you want to.
So they said to check.
All right. Look, I can't believe that I didn't think about this, Nikki, but when you said you're Nigerian, cheer for people. I don't know if this is going to be it, but this is, here we go. Here's your Nigerian national cheer for their team.
It? Yeah. No, it's a chicken dance. Stop it. That's a lie. He's so excited he thought of that joke. He's so excited.
I didn't even think about it until you said
you're teasing.
They hold their chickens up during their national cheer.
They do.
How can it not be this?
This is not the national Nigerian anthem. This is our song.
It is now.
This is a wedding thing.
It is now.
It's a party thing.
No. This is that. Where do you think we got it? We got it from Nigerian soccer.
I don't think
That's where it came from. Everybody put your green chickens in the air. Na 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 na. Bok 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 bok. Right?
Obi's our resident DJ for weddings, too, in case you want to experience what you're hearing now at your big day.
Hey, listen, I'll say it again. If you've never heard me say it, I'm going to tell you one more time. I DJ tons of weddings where we don't play the chicken dance. But the only weddings that I know where I'm going to have to play the chicken dance are the ones where I sit down with the bride and groom before the wedding and they say, listen, we don't want you to play the chicken dance. And at that point, I'll even tell them, just to let you know, I now know that before the night is over, you're going to ask me to play the chicken dance. Like, no, we're not going to do that.
So next time you got to bring
3 hours later. All the kids on the dance floor. It's Nigerian chicken night.
So next time you got to bring a chicken to that wedding and put the chicken as the wedding colors.
Absolutely.
Make them that way.
Could you tell me what your colors are? Oh, I bring a chicken for the chicken dance. It's a Nigerian cheer.
Chickens really must hate the World Cup. Like, guys, it's soccer again.
Great.
Where are we going after? What are we doing?
Hey, guys, what are we doing? Why am I green now? Please don't hold me up. Please don't. I don't like to be touched there.
I'm going to throw up. Stop it. Gosh. Stop lifting me up.
So that's what they're doing, Nikki.
Thanks for telling everybody about that.
The Russians are like, no, you cannot bring your chickens to the stadium.
You're not allowed to.
I do love how, again, in Russia, no one there was like, hey, guys, when we make the rules, make sure you put on there no chickens. Like, that, obviously, that needs to go in the rules. Nobody thought of that.
Now they have to.
All right. Somebody revised the rule book. No chickens in the stadium.
The Riot has a problem with authority.
It's a little rule. Maybe you're not familiar with it. Nobody tells me what to do, ever.
So we found out now that the Nigerian national soccer team part of cheering for them is you bring your chicken to the stadium. And, of course, your chicken is dyed green. And then when they play the national anthem, you hold the chicken up in the air.
And you move it around.
And it dances.
No, the chicken doesn't dance.
Well, you dance, thereby making the chicken
cheer with
dance.
the chicken. But you're not allowed to for the game on Saturday. They're not allowed to bring the chickens in.
It's an outrage. It's insensitive. And it also begs a question. If they are dyeing all of these chickens green, and then, whoa, KFC suddenly makes an announcement that they're doing pickle fried chicken, the chicken's already green.
So you think afterwards, after the game, the chickens die and then they get over here?
Well, we're not the only ones that think so. Jerome says, I'm sure the Russian version of KFC will hold the chickens for them.
At the end of the game.
I like this from John. John says, because in Russia, your chicken lifts you to cheer. Stacy says, if you're wondering what they're doing after the game, the chickens are going to KFC.
Yeah, they're going to be fried.
And then Jake, who may have my absolute favorite question of the bunch, and that is, what if that chicken is a service chicken?
Oh, like a support one?
An emotional support chicken?
Oh, no, they still, I don't think, I don't know
with
if they'll.
With proper documentation.
I don't know. That's here. I don't know if they accept that there.
In Russia, it's not the same.
They might just look at you and your chicken.
They might. And I don't know that there's no emotional support in Russia for anything. No emotional support.
You don't know that. Probably, but you don't know that.
You're insinuating it. I'm just stating it as fact. What's the difference? What?
We can't even make a service like a support chicken work here. You're not supposed to. Remember the lady with the peacock?
Okay, but that's totally different.
It's
not even close
feathers.
It's not even close to the same.
I would have loved a peacock on the plane.
Do you have? Okay. When's the last time that you were near a live peacock?
I saw one on the side of the road once, but that was it.
Okay. They're way bigger than you think they are.
And very intimidating.
Way bigger. I was at a greenhouse where these people, like, their side business was raising peacocks.
Yeah.
And at first I thought they were kidding, and then I was like, nope. We're not kidding.
People buy them.
There are peacocks hanging around here. What, NBC executives? Like, who else wants a peacock?
No, people have it. Near my house, there's a bird farm where you can buy birds, and they sell them too. And so they're just walking around the yard every so often.
Man, I know that you guys get tired of hearing about me in video games, but I'll take a PlayStation over a peacock any day. I just will.
It's not the same price.
I just will. But if that's what makes you happy.
I know, like, what if you're just a bird person? But I don't think I could have one thanks to my laws in the area. You're
a bird person who refuses to have the chicken dance at your wedding or your World Cup game? You're just in denial? I don't know. I don't have anything else to say about this.
That was it. Well, thanks for texting, guys.
I feel like we've stretched it as far as we can stretch it. Chickens, World Cup, ha-ha, peacocks.
In that order.
Starting your day with the worst of the riot is a great idea because it's guaranteed to get better from here. It's The Riot on RadioU.
Nikki, has enough time gone by that we can finally talk about
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Yes, we can talk about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, fine.
Okay, so it looks like they are ready to make a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Well, walk with me. Like, when was the last one?
Can we hold hands?
Oh, let's go for a walk on the Turtle Beach.
Okay.
When was the last one? Movie-wise?
2 years ago? 3 years ago, maybe?
Was it the one with
Teenage Mutant
Megan
Ninja
Fox in it?
Turtles
Or was there two of those?
Out of the Shadows.
Out of the Shadows?
There was two. There was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then there was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. Now, and they were produced by Michael Bay, which a lot of people are like, he ruined Turtles. Just like he ruined Transformers.
He ruins everything.
He ruins everything.
Oh, yeah, I just didn't know if there was two of those movies or one.
There were two. And I did see the first one. I never saw the second one, despite the fact that it has been streaming for free on Amazon for about 14 years.
Even if it's free, it's still too much. Your time is worth something.
Okay, the sequel hit June 3rd, 2016. So that was just over 2 years ago. But it sounds like Paramount has come out and they're like, you know what? Look, those movies, thanks for watching them, but they kind of sucked. We're going to make a different one.
We're going to go with something new?
Mm-hmm. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they're going to reboot it cinematically. So you're going to get a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie but it will be something else.
I'd probably like it more if they weren't turtles. Are we going to take that approach? Just, 4 people, warriors.
4 warriors living in the sewer eating pizza?
I mean, it would be weird on that side of it, but we can work it still. Maybe they weren't in the sewers.
So they're above ground?
Yeah, like a different take on it.
It sounds like you really just want an Avengers movie.
Oh, really? What? I just don't like the turtle stuff.
A lot of strong, superpowered warriors protecting New York City.
I mean, sometimes you feel like your place is a sewer. It's not. So what if we just felt like it was?
Mm-hmm. So looking at it, they did that original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or like the original reboot, it made about $500 million. The Out of the Shadows made about $250 million.
That's down.
It was pretty well known that a lot of people didn't like the second one that much. But if you go and look at the cartoon, Nikki, they actually have rebooted the cartoon over and over and over again. Like
a Power Rangers thing where it's just kind of always there?
Yeah, they just like restart it and do a new thing. I watched I don't know, like 3 or 4 years ago, whatever one that Nickelodeon was running then that was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon. I loved it. It was great. It's fine. I know, and it's fine.
I didn't grow up watching it, though, so I have no connection.
Yeah, but see, Nikki,
I loved it.
What I'm trying to tell you is that you've got guys from the ages of like 80 all the way down to 8 that have all grown up watching it because they just keep rebooting it. So them rebooting another... I mean, it's like Spider-Man. You need a new Spider-Man every 2 years. So,
have they said what the changes might be with the movie, or just that it will be a reboot and they're going to do a different take on it?
It looks like they've just hired a new guy, but it's going to be the same producers and production company. But they say it's going to be a reboot. So, look, let's just do this. Can you guys just not give them the weird faces? Just give them the turtle faces.
That is a weird face.
Like, no. Like, the regular TMNT face, not the, like, hey, I'm a anthropomorphized turtle, so I kind of look like a person. No. You did it wrong. You could have fixed the whole thing. Everybody would have liked it more.
We searched for something positive to say about the riot and finally came up with one word. Consistent. Consistently terrible, but still consistent. RadioU.
I am beginning to live out a cycle of poor behavior. And if you ever get caught in a cycle, you know how it is. Like, you make a bad choice, that leads to another bad choice, and then you're like, I'm going to fix it with this, which actually ends up being a bad choice.
And you can't fix things on a Friday. You got to wait to start to fix it on a Monday. It's hard.
And I mean, the cycle just keeps turning, Nikki. Bad choices, bad choices, bad choices. Let's talk about my bad choices. So I don't know what has happened, but magically there has been a change that forever, I have only been ever
Try again.
I'm just so upset about it. Okay,
take a breath.
Okay, hang on. All right. I've only been able to take like a 20-minute nap.
Yeah.
So like I come home in the afternoon if I'm tired, and Nikki and I get up super early, so I often am tired in the afternoon because I don't sleep enough at night. So I'll come home, take like this 20-minute nap, and then I feel great. Well, that's...
refreshed, though. Like you always used to say, because I was like, man, that's not enough time. And if I take a short nap like that, sometimes I even feel worse because your body's like, well, that was a lie. And we need to actually sleep. And you would always bounce up and be like, no, that was wonderful.
It's great. Something's happened. So now, like yesterday, I went home and I was like, you know what? I ain't got nothing right now. Like in fairness, I had just been to the BMV. So, I mean, if anything's going to suck the life out of you after work, you go to the BMV, like that's punishment. So I got home. I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm just going to take a quick nap and then whatever. 1 hour and 45 minutes later.
That is a nap. That is impressive.
Right.
That's impressive.
Did it
affect your nighttime sleep?
Of course it did.
Yeah, that's the downfall.
Of course
you can do that
did.
on a weekend.
I know.
But you just can't do it on a weekday.
So last night when it's time to go to bed, I'm just like, I'm having so much fun right now. Like, I'm so happy.
Not going to bed?
So then I start to panic because I'm like, I can't sleep. So I take some melatonin because I'm like, that'll help me go to sleep. And it definitely did. Like, it helped me go to sleep. But then when it was time to get up this morning, I was like, I can't. I got the tonins. The tonin is in me. I can't.
Well, what's wonderful is you got your trip to New York City tomorrow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that means, lots of rest and not at all walking around the entire city.
Oh, don't say it like
You're
that.
going to be very refreshed.
So oh my gosh, like this morning when I went out for my morning run and I actually thought, I was like, you know what? That's going to shake all the cobwebs. Like, I'm going to get back and I'm actually going to feel like awake and like refreshed or whatever. No way. I could have at any point in that run just laid down in the grass and just gone to sleep.
When you walked in, when you came in the studio in the morning, I think you were yawning as you walked in.
I probably was.
And I was like, wow, he's really tired.
I'm still tired. So you know what that means? Hopefully this afternoon I'll take a nap.
Then you're back in the same
cycle.
You have to stop it. You're going to have to be tired.
I was thinking, and I never had to do this, but now I'm going to have to. I think maybe just when I take those afternoon naps, I'm just going to have to set an alarm.
Sure.
Just going to be like, all right, 25 minutes. And I'm sure I'll be like, oh, yeah.
That's fine. Or a little afternoon coffee. Should you have some more now?
No, bad idea. Afternoon coffee's bad, and I'll tell you why. It's not because it keeps me up. It's not that. I can drink coffee in the morning, and I don't feel like I get irritated. But coffee after 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, by 7 or 8 o'clock at night, I'm mad at everything.
Coffee mad.
I am. I'm just mad. And it's like, what are you mad about? I don't know, but I'll tell you what. I am so sick of this grass growing.
And it's because of the coffee?
Yeah. I can point to it that like caffeine after a certain point just turns into irritation and nothing else. So...
Well,
it's a cycle, Nikki. I'm stuck in the cycle.
You're stuck in it, and it's hard to get out. It's hard to get off the train.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, like 2-hour naps, what have I been missing out on?
That's amazing.
They're so good. I woke up, and I didn't even know where I was. And I'm not even kidding. I was like, what's happening?
What happened to me?
What?
Like you've been gone for days.
That's what it felt like.
We thought about selling the worst of the riot. But let's be honest, no one is buying this stuff. Get it for free on the RadioU app.
Let's talk about it, Nikki. Let's talk about our podcast.
Yeah, our Worst of Riot podcast.
The Worst of the Riot. It's the worst.
You can have that every day if you normally listen to your podcast through a podcast provider. It's also on our RadioU Riot Facebook page each day and our RadioU Riot YouTube channel too.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of podcasts, Nikki, how do you listen to podcasts?
Usually... I don't.
Oh, you don't?
If not, I use just whatever comes with Apple's podcast.
Yeah, they have a native podcasting app. Mm-hmm. And that is something that they have not had on Android. There for a while, they had a something that was called Google Listen, which is where they did podcasts. And then they moved all of those into Google Play. And in the meantime, I was using an app for my Android called Pocket Casts. And I used something before that called Dog Catcher, but it stopped. It's funny with these apps, sometimes like they don't update them or whatever. Yeah, and the dog was loose.
He was gone.
So I switched over to Pocket Cast, which has been a great podcast app for me.
Yeah.
But now Google's back in the game. I don't know if they did it today or it was a couple days ago or what, but this is the first I've heard of it. Google has launched Google Podcasts, which is their new podcast-only app.
So pretty much probably the same as Apple's.
Basically, yeah. So if you want to get a podcast, here's a place for you to grab one. So it looks like...
And we have the best one for you to try first.
You're not going to believe how good it is.
Oh, my gosh. That way, if you miss anything, you can always check it out on the podcast later.
Mm-hmm. So let me make sure that Worst of the Riot is in this podcast.
Before you go say that.
Yep, there it is. Worst of the Riot podcast.
Hey, very nice.
June 18th, June 19th, June 20th, soon to be June 21st. But yeah, that's the new hotness on Android. So I'm going to give it a shot. I've got a long drive coming up, and now I have, 3 apps handling podcasts on my phone. That's very convenient.
You might want to decide which one you like and maybe
transfer over.
Yeah, just stick with one.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see about that. The problem I was having with Google Play for podcasts is that it was starting to do this thing where, most podcasts would show up. Sometimes you'd be like, man, I can't believe they haven't done a podcast in 5 weeks. Oh, they have been.
It's
just for whatever reason, Google Play isn't grabbing them.
Kind of like when you have subscriptions in your YouTube,
yes,
that you subscribe to, but you don't get notified that they're in there.
And then you start wondering, what, did they not pay their Google bill to send the notification?
Oh, that's it.
Like, is that what that is?
All right. Well, check out the Worst of Riot podcast.
You should.
And again, it's our better stuff from each day. So it's a daily podcast for you to take with you.
And you can now find that as an Android user in Google Podcasts, which is new to Android, semi-new. I mean, it's new to me on Android.
Because he's using the other two podcast apps.
The Riot spent their entire advertising and promotion budget on catering and craft services.
The junk that guy eats has finally caught up with him.
So please tell your friends. It's The Riot on RadioU.
What are you looking at? Because you were like pointing at something, and I was like,
No,
what?
I found you something, which is what we were talking about off air.
Okay, I got a little something for you right here, Nikki.
What do you got?
Now that you're intermittent fasting, right?
Yes.
So that from like 5:30 p.m. to 9:30 a.m., Nikki's not eating.
So you do not eat for 16 hours, and
Right.
then for 8 hours, that's the eating window of the day.
Also, you've been kind of avoiding carbs.
Yeah.
Right? Like not
totally.
not crazy, but
not
like
keto.
Right. Okay, so where are you at on hot dogs right now?
Hot dogs?
Mm-hmm.
I only, and this always goes back to the day, I just don't like pork a lot.
Okay.
Never
yeah, but
have.
you don't even know what's in a hot dog.
Well, that's the worrisome part. So I like an all beef hot dog.
All beef.
And I actually put sauerkraut on it the other day at Costco. They have like a really, the cheap $1.50 hot dog drink combo. And so I didn't have the bun. I just put sauerkraut on it, and that was surprisingly good.
Ugh.
I know, right? I didn't think it'd be great, but I liked it.
Ugh. All right, well, look.
And I put onions on it. The worst. He hates onions.
That is like, I would have to be like 40 days into a fast.
To
and they're
have
like,
to have that.
I mean, it's like you can't even fathom. I would have to be pushed to limits to get me to eat that.
All we have left to go with this hot dog is the onions.
Oh, gosh. So in Vancouver, in Canada, they have something they call Annual Car Free Day Festival. It's just a big outdoor thing on Main Street in Vancouver. And somebody, did I send you the link?
What is it?
Somebody there
Unfiltered?
is selling hot dog water.
Oh, that is gross. Is it really a hot dog in water?
Absolutely, it is.
Is it Voss or something? There's a bottled water.
Yeah.
It's that bottle.
Yeah, so it looks like that
it's
container.
got like a screw top to it. It's a thicker bottle. It looks just like it.
All right, so here's an interview that CEO Doug Bevins
It's a glass bottle?
He said, we've created a recipe, having a lot of people put a lot of effort into research and a lot of people with backgrounds in science really creating the best version of hot dog water that we could.
This is not real.
He says it's keto compatible, which will help the
drinker lose weight,
increase brain function,
look younger,
and increase vitality.
It's not real, though, do you think? It's
rich in... It's real in that they sold it at this festival.
It's rich in sodium, triggers anti-inflammatory process.
Does sodium trigger?
I thought
sodium would make you inflamed.
No, when you're in keto, like you have to have sodium.
A lot of sodium?
Yeah, you have to have some salts.
Yeah, it's weird out there. So
that looks like they're trolling everybody with it.
Says that it's only $37.99. They also sold hot dog water lip balm, breath spray, and body fragrance.
I still don't know if this is real. I feel like it's not.
It feels like an art installation, I'm sure, but it is hilarious. And I'm not going to give you $38 for hot dog water. But
so wait, So I think this is an artist. This is not real. I think it is an artist.
I'll bet you he would have sold it to you.
He said he's an artist and tour operator, said he hatched the idea as a commentary on the snake oil salesman of health marketing.
Okay.
So a commentary on product marketing for the health quackery product marketing.
He says, I think people will actually go away and reconsider some of these other $80 bottles of water that come out that are raw or smart.
Waters, yes.
Or anything that doesn't have any substantial scientific backing, but just a lot of pretty impressive marketing.
So the hot dog water was an art statement piece.
I love it. And you know what? I love hot dogs.
And you probably would have liked the hot dog.
I love art, I love hot dogs, and I love water.
If it would have been cheaper, you would have been all over that.
Yeah, like, wait. Are you telling me that, like, this is going to help me focus? This hot dog water?
And I get to eat the hot dog?
And you can eat the hot dog. You can? All right.
So, no.
Where's the downside?
I don't think it's real past that.
Well, all right. But I think he had a $1 billion idea there.
Wish the worst of the riot would never end?
Everything that has a beginning has an end.
What is wrong with you? Get our daily podcast through iTunes, Google Play, or the RadioU app.
Boy, you know what, Nikki? We really should just start a whole new hot dog news segment that just, here on the Riot. All the latest hot dog news in the newsroom now. Hot dogs at the Phillies game.
Are they killing you?
Or does hot dog water hold the answer to your problems?
That's a good question.
Okay, so here's what I got. Did you see this? That the Phillies baseball team have the Phillies Fanatic Hot Dog Cannon. I've never seen this.
Looks like it's brought to you by Hatfield Hot Dogs. Is that a company?
I guess so.
You can see it on the side of
I know I'm looking at it. I've just never had a Hatfield hot dog.
And it's it's the green guy,
He's the fanatic, right?
Yes. The mascot is the word. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay, there's the word.
I was going to say fuzzy guy, but...
You know what? That's fine, too.
With the nose.
He doesn't like any of the ways that you just described him. All right?
Looks like a horn on
He
his
has
nose.
alopecia and a larger than normal nose, but he's still a person, and he likes to be respected as a person and not just be known for a few outstanding characteristics.
And he loves hot dogs.
And I think I got that wrong. I think alopecia is where you can't grow hair. It's the opposite of that. You know what? Can we just stop now? Because now I'm as bad as Nikki.
So on Monday, the Phillies had a game against the Cardinals, and Kathy McVeigh, she was unfortunately injured in the stands because she got hit in the face with a hot dog.
She got hit by a flying hot dog.
From the hot dog cannon that they have during their games.
You realize that right there, that's the end of the hot dog cannon.
Probably. I'm surprised they had that.
I know, because you can't have, a lot of places won't do T-shirt cannons anymore.
No, sometimes they do, but it's, I don't know, there's a workaround with it.
Yeah.
As long as you're is everybody ready? And then you count down.
Everybody sign this release form that says you're ready for us to shoot these T-shirts into the crowd.
If not, by buying the ticket, that was your release form. She said it came out of nowhere and hard about the hot dog. Next thing she knew, it hit her, and her glasses flew.
I've felt like that about a hot dog before.
No, that's your stomach, though.
It just came out of nowhere. It hit me hard.
This actually hit her.
The next thing you know, my glasses go flying. I don't know what happened.
I would like to say, Kathy, as long as you weren't injured too much, someone would appreciate a free hot dog.
Hey, man, going to the doctor and getting your face, looked at is going to be cheaper than buying a stadium dog.
But you got one for free.
So she said she's not planning any legal action, though she did end up with a small hematoma in her eye. You know what that is, don't you?
Is that the red eye like Michael, our boss, had?
Evil eye.
Woo! It is scary when that happens.
Now she's marked everywhere she goes with the evil eye.
All of her friends and family are really concerned but can't look her directly in the eyes.
They have to look away.
Because it's really weird.
They have to look away. So they say this is the first time that they've had anybody injured with a hot dog.
From the hot dog cannon?
She's not suing, but the Phillies said, hey, they're going to give her tickets for another game when she's ready to come back so they can hit her on the other side. Matching hematomas.
What other cannon do they offer? From the T-shirt cannon, maybe?
She's like, okay, but can I sit inside like a drum cage so I'm safe?
The Riot with Obadiah.
Oh, loneliness and cheeseburgers are a dangerous mix.
The Riot with Nikki.
Shut up.
Oh, don't tell me to shut up!
The Riot on RadioU.
Nikki?
Yes?
Listen, I got to get some nerd stuff out to you guys, and I don't want to hear about it.
Fine, as long as you give us warning.
I need your support, guys. Okay?
We already talked about turtle stuff earlier. What else?
That was 90 minutes ago.
That seems... I don't have the same sense of time. It might as well have been minutes ago.
When I tell you what it is, you'll understand.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, today... Theoretically, at 1 p.m. Eastern, something magical happens, and it only happens twice a year. Now, many of you are no doubt thinking, he's talking about the summer solstice, because summer begins today, June 21st, and then it goes all the way until winter solstice, and that's December 21st.
So there you go.
And the days start getting shorter, but today's the longest day.
You know what? It makes me a good friend, I think, or I'm worried about myself because I know what it is.
Come on, Nikki.
Today is the start of the steam summer sale. Is that
it? Yes! That's the rumor that is floating on the internet. God bless America.
Oh,
yeah!
Boy. Oh, boy.
Yeah! Twice a year.
Steam summer sale.
Woo!
And you're like, what's Steam? It's video games.
Woo! Man, it is like nerd holiday. You don't even know. You don't even know. Oh, man. This is like if I had a mattress collection and it was President's Day.
It was for sale.
I can't wait to get in there and get a mattress. I'm so excited about it.
Now, Steam used to, back in the day, you would have like different games each day.
Yes.
Almost like a lead-up sort of thing. But now I think, don't they send it all out?
Everything's on sale at once.
And then you have this certain amount of days that it'll be on sale.
I got a gift a while ago. It was a $50 Steam gift card, and it has been just sitting there under a glass case, like secured, waiting for moments like these.
To break the glass when it's an emergency?
Break glass in case of Steam sale.
So what are you wanting? I mean, to me, and it's not right, but I feel like you have everything, but I know you don't.
I have everything.
Like game-wise, but I know you don't. It just feels like it.
I don't even know yet. See, this is the fun where I'm gonna. This when they post it, you start going around, and you know what I do? I like to window shop first. So like I'll just go through
couple of days of that.
Couple of days of wish list, and then I'll go on a couple of gaming blogs. What are some things they recommend? Maybe some smaller indie titles I haven't had a chance to play or whatever. I'll build that wish list, and then of course it gets to be way over $100. Then you got to start whittling it down. Like okay.
What do you really need?
Do I really want to play this game? So you start cutting away at it, and then pretty soon, and I mean, I've got 15 games on my wish list right now.
And before you know it, then you start downloading.
Then you pick a couple, and then you go ahead and buy. But like, I might even, depending on how long the Steam sale lasts, I might even wait all the way until towards the end because we have some time off at 4th of July, and so I'll have some fresh goodies to play with. That sounds pretty great.
Okay, so today at 1 o'clock Eastern.
That's the rumor. Still not confirmed.
But you might see the Steam sale today.
You don't even know how great it is. And most of you are like, yeah, because we don't even know what it is. And that's fine. That's fine.
As long as you just know in his behalf, it's a great thing.
You got to know that you've got a friend that's excited about something. And one of the things I'm getting to learn is that in relationships, if your friend's excited about something,
you're excited.
You don't have to be excited with them, but you can be excited for them and you can be supportive. So, something like that. You're there with them. You're going to IKEA with them and spending your whole stupid Saturday. Stuff like that.
Ooh, that one hurts.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that too
close? Too close.
A lot of people knew what that's about.
Yeah, more than they know what Steam is.
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
This saves the earth. What about my gluten allergy?